morning everyone. So the girls have been up bright and early this morning, so I had time to make something nice for breakfast. So we're having pancakes with yogurt and some kiwi fruit, which they're thoroughly enjoying. And then we're going for a walk with Rebecca this morning down to the coast, which will be really nice. And then I've got to pop to the Metro Centre because me and Westy are going on a date night tomorrow, so I need to find something for that. So yeah, should be a nice day.
Hearts worth falling for. Oh, and with open arms I'll carry yours. Come.
So it's time to give the girls their dinner. So they shared this veggies with lamb and veggies pork and mango at this local cafe that was stopped at. And I actually managed to get a can of pop and a gluten-free chocolate cake, so I was over the moon.
As long as you are mine.
So we've just arrived at the Metro Centre. We've been on a lovely walk with Rebecca this morning. They're both very unhappy because I've now stopped the car and they've woken up from their nap. So I'm going to try and get them in the pram as quickly as possible. I think I'm going to have a little look for an outfit. It's alright. They're so impatient now, they don't give us 2 minutes to do anything. So I'm going to get them out of the pram, hopefully find an outfit because we're going out for either tea or drinks or something tomorrow night. So a bit of child-free time, so that'll be nice. But you're okay. Bless her. They get so bored in the car, so get them out quickly as possible. Hi everyone. So yesterday I cut the vlog a little bit short because the girls were just not happy in the car at all, bless them. Like, their teeth are really bothering them. They've now got both like 2 coming through on the bottom each. So yeah, so last night was a little bit disastrous. So they were fine in the car like once I got driving, but it was more like when I got home they were just not settled. And usually like Westy takes over in the night time and does like the bath and tea and things like that for his like bit of bonding time, and then that gives me a little bit of time to chill. But by the time I got back, like, they were just so upset that we just had to like do everything together and basically get them put down to bed. So didn't manage to sort of sit down and film like what I'd picked out or anything like that, or any part of the rest of the night. So unfortunately, like, I had to cut it short. So I thought I would jump on today because we've had a really nice family day today. So we've been to Morphe and we just kind of went for a walk around the Riverside Park, which I usually take the bottom path. If anyone's been, like, you know that there's a bottom path and then like there's a one up a massive hill. And Westy decided he was going to be Mr. Strongman and go up the massive hill. So I'm glad he was pushing because it was just like, we were both so out of breath by the top. And obviously I felt horrible because I'm not even pushing the pram. Like, both of them weigh like 11 kilos each now. So like, it's a heavy pram to push when they're both like facing forward as well. Because they were tired, we had them sleeping. So to have the pram flat with the bugaboo, you've got to have it facing forward. So it's like heavier to push that way. If they're forward facing or like world facing, it's not as bad. But bless him, he really like we're like, I think we both need to go to the gym, like, definitely. So they are away now for their sleepover. So I've got a little bit of time, so I thought I would jump on now and show you exactly what I bought yesterday because I didn't get the chance last night. So it was just a little quick nip into Primark, to be fair, because like I say, they were quite whingy. So we're going out for a date night tonight, so I wanted to dress up. So obviously I've done my tan. It's a different one to the one that I usually use. I actually use the Glow Australia tan because I find it doesn't flare my eczema up. It's really quite moisturising, even though it's a mousse. But to be honest, I'm getting near the end of my bottle and I thought I'm not going to get like a full body out of it. And if I need a tan, usually I do just like tan my top half because I'm always wearing jeans or long pants, so it doesn't really matter about my legs. But with it being date night, I didn't know whether I was wearing a dress or pants or whatever. So I bought this tan, which is Bahama Body. Never heard of it before. It was in Primark. It literally cost about £3. But it is the Sosu tan, and I've used a different one to this before from them and I found it was quite nice. I put that on last night it was actually really easy to put on. Like the guide colour is lovely. Like this is the guide colour now. I haven't washed it off yet, but it matches my NC37 pretty perfectly. So I'm going to just jump in the shower and see what it's like after I wash it off, because sometimes with the cheaper tans it does like, it washes off to nothing and you're not left with any colour at all. So I'm hoping that this one's a good shout for being like a cheap sort of everyday tan. So yeah, we'll see what that's like. But to be honest, it smells really nice when you put it on. It, like, I don't really smell like biscuits or anything like that, so I was really pleased with that one. In the beauty section, I also picked up as well these lashes, which are the Girls with Attitude ones. I've had these before, but I decided to buy 2 packets and I'm going to stack them on top of each other to see if they get the same effect as what my Tati ones do. So I have been using the Tati, the TL3. I think on my last video, my Get Ready With Me, or a couple of videos ago, you'll have been able to see what they look like on. They're a little bit more spiky, a bit more sparse. Whereas the ones that I usually wear, I can never remember the number, but I usually wear like the more full ones than that, especially when I'm going out. So I'm hoping, because these ones are a bit more of a flare, I don't know if people can see, I'm hoping that 2 of these stacked on top of each other is going to give us like the depth and the length that I want. And to be honest, I'll probably just wear those on my eyes, a little bit of glitter or something. My skin is going to pretty much look the same, but I'm going to redo it because, you know, I have to. But I thought as well, because I picked up this shirt. Now, I'm not a shirt person normally, so this was a little bit of a surprise that I actually liked it on. But it's just a pink shirt. It's not satin and it's not like, well, I suppose it is cotton. It's a weird kind of blend, so it's got a bit of a sheen to it, which is quite nice. But my problem with satin shirts is that I'm so clumsy. I'll drop something on it, and if I drop something on it, it stains, and then you can't just, with a satin shirt, you can't just like wipe it, like otherwise you get like a big water stain as well. So I thought this was a good alternative. So it's got a couple of pockets on the front, which I thought was a nice deal. This is a size 8, but it is like an oversized style, which I quite like, because I don't know whether we're just having drinks or just having food. So it's going to be a nice one for like being able to bloat in and not having to stay like super skinny. So I'll show you the back as well. The back's got this little pleat in, which is really nice. Like, it gives it a lot of room. So when I tried it on by just like having a few of the buttons done and like having a bit more open, and I think I'm going to wear like a nice bralette underneath. And then I was debating, do I put on jeans like mum jeans with it, or do I wear my leather look pants? So I think I'm going to go with the leather look pants, because I think it's going to dress it up a bit more. So these are my leather look pants. They are from New Look. I like this sort of biker style leg. And it's got the little zips on the front. These ones, they weren't expensive at all. I'm sure they're about 20 quid. I got these ones in a size 10, and they're so comfortable, and they suck you in nicely as well. Because sometimes I find with leather pants, like, they just show everything, and I don't know, like, any other twin mums on here that have had a C-section. I don't know what it was like for yous, but my little pouch is just like not disappearing. So yeah, so I don't like anything that really accentuates that little pouch area. Like, I'm not complaining, I'm so lucky to be able to have that pouch, because some people, like, that's all they want, do you know what I mean, is to have children and that. So I'm not complaining at all. Like, it's just something that I've got to get used to. Like, I've always been dead slim, so to have that at the bottom of my belly is a bit, it's hard for us to get used to, not be able to wear like the same clothes as I used to. So yeah, these ones, they're really forgiving, they're really stretchy as well, which is lush. So yes, I think I'm going to pair it with that and a nice little bralette. And I think hopefully, if that looks nice, I'll insert a little clip of what it actually looks like on once I'm all ready and done my makeup. See, I haven't washed my hair in a couple of days, so I'm going to jump in the shower, wash my hair, hopefully curl it. We'll see, with my hair being dead soft and like it's really fine, so it might not hold the curl, so we'll just have to see whether it's straight or curly. But yeah, so that's my outfit for tonight. that was everything that I bought at Primark. So yeah, we'll see you in the next clip. So as you can see from the last clip there, the little picture, I did actually end up wearing the shirt and the pants, so it was absolutely pointless tanning my legs, but absolutely fine. At least I've got it done. So yeah, the tan actually, I really liked it. It did wash off quite a bit, so I had to lighten my foundation just a touch, but my lights are brighter in my makeup room anyway, so I'm gonna look lighter in there anyway on camera. But yeah, it was a nice colour, and it's lasted okay, and to be honest, it's washed off all right as well. Because I've got eczema, it usually like clings to any dry bits, so I find tan a bit of a nightmare to get off, but actually it was fine. So I thought I would show you exactly what my makeup was like. I didn't actually go for just glitter on the eye like I thought I was going to. I ended up doing this really winged out smoky look, but I really liked it. It's always nice to do my makeup because I never actually really get the chance. So yeah, so I started off just with the Morphe palette that I used in my last video, and I'm just using the very dark brown shade, and you can kind of see the shape that I'm creating there on the outer corner is just sort of a triangular shape, just hugging around the eyelid space. So I'm keeping my eyelid nice and light, but getting that really winged out look on the end. So what I do is I pack on the shadow. I do pack it on with a blending brush, so it gives a nice softer edge. But yeah, so I pack that on in the shape that I want it, and then with this next size brush up, I'm going in with a slightly lighter shade, and I'm just going on the very top of where I packed on that brown colour, and I'm just dragging it through and going backwards and forwards in small motions, just blending one little bit out at a time. So you can see here exactly how far that I've dragged it out. I've gone right past my eyebrow, and I'm just sort of feathering out all of the edges, making sure they're nice and blended. Even the edge just between where I've packed on the shadow and the start of my lid as well, just to give it a nice transition. We don't want any sharp lines in between our colours. See here, I'm using the soft eyeshadow brush just to pack on this gold shade all across the lid, and then because it's a soft eyeshadow brush, not like just a flat brush, it has got little feathery edges on it, so I'm using the feathery edges to kind of blend backwards and forwards and just diffuse it a little bit more and bring it up right into the crease, just to get that really glowy look onto my eyelid. See here that I've just been taking my blending brush with the leftover sort of brown shade on there and just blending over the seam between the gold and the brown just to give it a nice diffused look. And then I'm taking an even bigger blending brush, and I've just got a little bit of my face powder on here that I'm going to be using for the rest of my skin, and I've just taken a tiny little bit of that and just further diffusing the edge of the entire blend,
and I'm using that to drag it out right into my temple, and this is going to blend in with my bronzer later as well, but I just feel like this really finishes it off and it gives a really seamless blend into the skin rather than just being eyeshadow foundation. So again, similar to my last makeup video, I'm using a dark brown eyeshadow on a liner brush, and I'm just packing that on, and I do actually blend this out in a little bit as well, just to give it a really soft look. I didn't want my eyes to be really dramatic. I did want it to be more of like a soft glam look, so you can see sort of how that's all coming together there. So I'm just blending it out with a little blending brush. We need to talk about my hair as well, because because my hair was so soft, I decided, right, okay, I'm going to pin it up. I'm not the best at pin curls, so please excuse those. But it did actually work. I managed to get these really big bouncy curls out of it, and they stayed in a lot longer than what my hair usually would, so I was quite impressed with that. So I've got this really teeny little flat brush. I don't even know if it's a concealer brush or just a carving out brush or what, but it's tiny little, and it's really flat. So I like to use that for just straightening up the edge, because I do like, I don't know whether this is a little bit old fashioned now, like a bit like late noughties kind of vibe, but I do still like a bit of a definite line, you know. It gives a liner effect, I think. It lifts the eye. So yeah, so I did that with a little bit of concealer, and you can see I'm using the same technique as what I did in my last video again. I'm just letting that concealer sit on my skin for a little bit before blending it in, just to really give it that pop. This concealer isn't that much lighter than my foundation, so with that as well, I do think it helps to just bring that colour a little bit more forward. So then it was onto powders, so you can see I'm doing exactly the same technique as my last video, packing on the powder with a small angled brush just to get that depth, and when I'm going out as well, I do like my makeup to stay on for as long as possible, so I've probably put a little bit more powder on than what I usually would as well, and I'm still using the same combination of products as my everyday makeup, so a little bit of the bronzer, again into the temples, blending it into the eyeshadow a little bit as well, and up into the hairline. Just gives a really nice lifted look to the skin. I never used to do it like this, I always used to go under my cheekbone, but it just drags my face down and makes my face look more round than I really want it to be. And then just popping the same springsheen blusher over the top as well. And I just think this look really as well, like it helps to blend it all together so it looks a little bit more seamless, so I do really enjoy doing my blusher and my bronzer like that now. I don't think I will ever get over this Fenty highlighter when you use it wet. It is so glowy and stunning on the skin. Like, I absolutely love it. I think it's probably the only highlighter where I've gone back and repurchased and repurchased and repurchased. Like, I absolutely love it. It's my favourite. So my lip combination for date night is usually the same thing. So it is the TLC lip liner by MUA and Creme de Nude lipstick by MAC. I like that one because it's more of a satin effect. Or is it classed as a cream sheen? I can't quite remember. But it's got a little bit more of a shine on it. It's a little bit more creamy, so it does last on the lip, but it gives us the hydration as well, especially if we're having food and stuff and don't want to be having like a cracked lip. It's not nice. So yeah, so you can see I've kind of like outlined my lips a little bit, overdrawn slightly on the Cupid's bow, and I have coloured in with the lip liner as well. And that does just help to have the longevity of your lipstick stay in there. Your lipstick's got something to cling to, and then once the lipstick's gone, you're still left with a little bit of colour underneath. So it does just last a little bit longer. So you can see how the look came together with the lashes there. So yes, I really enjoyed this makeup. I had an absolutely amazing time on my little date night. The food was unreal, and we had loads of nice cocktails as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching my little vlog. I know it was a bit strange being backwards and forwards, but yeah, see you next time. Bye.